Hi guys and welcome to my channel. As you can see in the title of this video, this story is about the cheat code that backfired. You know how in video games you sometimes enters the cheat code to skip all that hard stuff? Unlimited lives, maxed out coins and invisibility. But have you ever imagined if your real life gives you that cheat code? There would be no school, no heartbreak, no lectures from your relatives saying, Beta, what's your plan in your life? Just pause, breathe, and chill. Well, this is the story of a guy who actually found that cheat code. His name is Arin. Now, Arin wasn't a bad guy or anything. He was very well lazy, but in a very talented way. Like if avoiding was an Olympic sport, this dude would have just got gold medals hanging in his room. Studying, too much work. Exams, let's just manifest the answers. Morning alarms, he called them friendly suggestions. His motto, if life gives you lemons, outsource the squeezing. But one boring Sunday, while scrolling some through sketchy parts of the internet, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, etc., he saw a post there. Reality cheat code, only one left, tap here. Now, a normal person would have thought that it's just fake, but Arin, he was like, what if it's not? So he clicked it. It gave him a location of broken down creepy arcade that looks like it hasn't seen any kids since dinosaurs were around. But Arin being Arin, he thought, worst case I would waste few hours. Best case I would have become the main character of the earth. So he went off. When he got there, everything was dark and dusty. Cobwebs, broken glasses, and a rat that gave him side eye. Just whole horror movie vibes. But then he saw one game machine glowing softly in one corner. There was just a big red button. No instructions, no screen, nothing at all, just vibes. Now when life gives you a mysterious red button, what do you not do? That's right, press it. But Arin, he looked at it and went yellow and pressed it. And boom, the world froze. Like literally everything. People, dogs, cars, even the time itself just paused. It was like someone had hit Control+Z on the universe. A guy in front of an orange juice shop had an orange juice holding in his hands, mid-air, mid-pour. Even a pigeon was frozen with its poop inches away from a guy's forehead. It was, well, beautiful, but from Arin's point of view, actually, he was thrilled. He ran through the traffic yelling, I'm invincible. He even entered into a bakery, took every single donut of it, and left a note that saying, Thanks society. He even walked into a fancy wedding, gave speech in front of the frozen people, and danced with a mannequin bride, and took a group selfie with a frozen guest. Yeah, that was peak Arin's behavior. But then, things started breaking. Street signs clinched, trees flickered like a bad Wi-Fi, and the sky sometimes even turned purple. At one point, the dog was floating sideways like it had just forgot gravity was a thing. The world, this paused version, was falling apart. But just when Arin started to panic, he saw her, a girl, sitting alone in that arcade, not frozen, not flinching, just sitting there. She turned and asked Arin that if he had pressed the button too, and her name was actually Nibi, and she had been there in that frozen world since a long time ago, and she explained everything calmly like that she had said it 100 times before. Her brother had built the cheat code system. He was a genius, a quiet kind of a kid who loved games and hated how fast the world moved. When he passed away, Nibi was broken. She couldn't handle it. She didn't want the world to move on. She had been living in the paused world ever since. No time, no change, just silence. Sometimes, she said, you don't want the world to move forward, you just want the pain to stop. And for the first time in his life, Arin didn't crack a joke. He just sat beside her, quiet, thinking, and then she showed him her brother's notebook. It had codes, notes, and written on it, and on the last page, in a shaky handwriting, there was one last message: reset equals to two players, one sacrifice. That's when Arin understood that this pause could be undone, but someone has to stay behind. It had to be a choice. And suddenly, this wasn't a cheat code anymore. This was a test. Arin stood up and said, you waited all this time for someone to help press reset button? Nivi nodded. He looked at her, smiled, and for once, no donuts, no shortcuts. He said, maybe it is the time I could do one thing right. So he pressed the reset button. Light burst everywhere, warm, blinding, and endless. When Nivi woke up, she was back into the real world where time is flowing, birds are chirping, people are talking. But Arin, he was gone. No one remembered him, not even Google. But Nivi got one message on her phone: one player left, new life unlocked. She smiled, not because it was over, but because someone out there chose to be a hero when no one else would. Sometimes the people who avoid everything are the ones who show up when it really matters. And sometimes the cheat code we are looking for is the learning when to let go. So, this was the ending of today's story, and I really hope that you guys really like my story a lot. And for more future content, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And bye, guys.